What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? This is your boy Daryl Fletcher of Sofa Ranch, and it's a Monday, and we're getting ready to actually go into the new year. And with us going into the new year, I just wanted to try something a little bit different, try something a little bit new, and we're going to be doing a podcast coming up. And if you are with me here in the chat, we're live on Facebook. We're live on Instagram. I just want you to go ahead and put a hey there in the chat just to make sure that we are broadcasting so that I can make sure that this thing is working. Testing out a little bit of equipment and want to make sure that we get all our ins and outs and ins uh, going. So, like I said, we are live on Facebook, live on Instagram, sharing. Hey there from Atlanta. Hey, 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 what's going on with you? Thank you so much for tuning in to this tester. We're going to call it a tester. We're calling this a tester on we're trying some new things out. Hey, Mandy from Facebook, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Thank you so much for tuning in. I got the live music in the background. Maybe put my DJ voice on. For those of y'all who didn't know, I've never been a DJ, but I've always wanted to be in radio and have aspirations of putting this voice on the radio. I've always get compliments on my voice and saying, hey, man, you need to be on radio. But at any given rate, we want to make sure that we're doing things in the 2025 year. 2024 has been a roller coaster. We've had our ups, we've had our downs, but at the end of the day, we want to make sure that those ups and downs don't take us out, that we work through those particular challenges. You'll like to visit one day. We would love to have you here at Sofa Ranch. Sofa Ranch, for those of you who don't know, Sofa Ranch stands for Stretch Out on Faith Again. Because simply sometimes what happens is we may have a situation where it may be a situation where you are experiencing a setback. And one of the things that, for those of you who don't know, my first business was actually I was a fashion designer. I was a fashion designer. That was my first business that I ever did. And recently I had the opportunity to pull out some of my old designs. I'll probably share that with you guys coming up in a couple of weeks or so, kind of see some of the designs I used to do. But anyway, one of the reasons why we talked to or named Sofa Ranch SOFA, which is an acronym which stands for Stretch Out on Faith Again, it basically is a mantra that at any given time you may have a setback. At any given time you may experience something that you didn't quite expect to happen that way. And it may put you in a position of maybe failure or defeat, or even in a situation of where you thought that you would give up. And we want it to be an inspiration to people through the vehicle of horses that no matter how many times you may have a setback, no matter how many times you may have a hiccup or a hurdle or a challenge or issue, you can always stretch out in faith and try it again. Even in a situation where you may be, let's say, a relationship or even a business or even a school, and you experience a setback, you always have the opportunity, the capacity, the space to stretch out in faith and try it again. And so we do that through the vehicle of horses. And so through the vehicle of horses, we do equine assisted therapy, we do recreational rides, we do lessons. We partner with different organizations within the community. Shout out to Lady Saddlers. Shout out to FCS Ministries. Shout out to Tractor Supply. Those are some of our partners in community, and we just love having an opportunity to partner with them. And we partner with these organizations to bring more awareness to the healing benefits and the healing power of horses. And with the healing benefits in the healing power of horses, it really is something that is not very popular in the community of color. I am a minority. I identify as Black or African American. And in that, we have the ability and the capacity to reach a population that is underserved, underthought about, and does not always get the uh, resources that they need. So one of the ways we do that is through equine assisted therapy. Equine assisted therapy is something that I did not invent. A lot of people, when they talk to me, they're like, man, well, how did you think of this? This is nothing that I created. This is nothing that I came up with. This has been years and over 100 years of experience and tech, science and study. It's not popular, but it is one of those things where it is in a community and it's not necessarily offered within the minority community as much. And so we wanted to be that catalyst. We wanted to be that vehicle where people of any race, any background, any social, economic background can have the opportunity to experience the healing power of horses through equine assisted activities, equine assisted therapeutic activities, equine assisted therapy, equine assisted psychotherapy, equine assisted learning. All these fancy terms are simply terms that basically mean there's a horse present when you are experiencing these activities. And then there's maybe a person like myself. I'm a certified equine specialist. And as a certified equine specialist, my job is to study human behavior, study horse behavior, and give people the tools and techniques that they need in order to help them overcome anxiety, help them overcome depression, help them work through areas of communication, help them work through a variety of issues. And when they get that around the horse and work through these issues, it's a beautiful and miraculous thing that a person can just experience. And so one of the things that happens is people always say to me, well, how does a horse do that? And then a horse has a unique way of just really one of two things that horses do. One, they smell the body they smell the chemicals that your bodies are giving off when you're happy, sad, afraid, or intimidated. And then your body also vibrates. And so my job as an equine specialist is to help persons navigate and bring attention to those feelings. We had an incident a couple of weeks ago where we had a young man that was working with a horse, and we were doing an exercise, and the horse began to sweat. And as he began to sweat, or the horse began to sweat, we began to ask the gentleman, well, how in the world, or what's going on with you? He said, nothing's going on with me. I'm fine. And come to find out later, he was really intimidated and he was really nervous about that particular situation. And that's just like one of those quick stories that kind of give us an insight onto how horses can give us insight as to what we are dealing with. Because so many times we operate in that mask. We operate in that mask and we think that we are operating in the level that everything is okay. And we're so used to operating in a level where everything is okay and we're lying to ourselves. So when people really begin to ask us the question, hey, are you okay? And you say, yeah, I'm fine. When you're really not fine, you think you're okay. There's two different portions of your brain called the amygdala and the prefrontal cortex. And those two portions of your brain have their own function. But what's really important about that is it helps us become, the prefrontal cortex helps us begin to understand and learn about being free. The amygdala teaches us about fear and where we are fearful in a particular instance and in a particular capacity. And it's so important that we learn how to embrace these feelings, embrace these notions and thoughts and experiences so that we would have an opportunity to work through them and not allow them to dictate the rest of our life. We have an actual saying here on the ranch that feelings are indicators. They are not dictators. If you're listening to me, I want you to put that in the chat, please. Feelings are indicators. They are not dictators. Shout out to Mandy Robinson. I want to put her information on the screen. She said, it's great that you are so visible online. I'm in Alaska, but I can't wait to come someday. I didn't know that Black owned ranches existed until a few years ago. Shout out to you, Mandy. Thank you so much for sharing that comment. And yes, we do exist. We do exist, and it's important that we do exist because representation matters. And you're all the way in Alaska. I actually have a friend named Preston Pollard that is in Alaska or is from Alaska. I think he goes back and forth between LA and Alaska. But it's so important that we understand that representation matters. And because representation matters, it's not about me. This is not about me making my name great. This is not about me trying to bring more notoriety to who I am and what I do. What this is all about, this is about representation. Because we have young men. I just saw some information a couple of hours ago where anyone that is born in 2025 is going to be a part of the Gen Beta group. Beta group. If you know what I'm talking about, put that in the chat for me. But what that basically means is that this upcoming generation will have no understanding of what it is like to be without the internet. They will have no understanding what it would be like to have no form of streaming. And so as this generation begins to see things and experience things, it's important that those who are like myself, who represent, I'm a part of the X generation, who represent the X generation is one of the greatest generations of all time. And the reason being X and boomers. I think the X and boomers are one of the greatest generations of all time. And the reason why I say that is because we have seen so many changes, the shift. I can remember, for those of you who are listening, and may who be in a millennial and Y, I can remember when TV went off. I can remember when TV went off right around 12:30 after Johnny Carson. They would say the Star Spangled Banner would come on, and when the Star Spangled Banner came on, you knew TV was off, and it would just be boop or snow. Shh. And so with that, the reason why that's important because we have seen the transition of not only power, but we've seen the transition of wealth. We've seen the transition of information. We've seen the transition of all these different things. And in all these different things, it's important that the transition will continue to happen. But how do we make sure that we are on the right side of the transition? We live in an age of artificial intelligence and the age of AI. Earlier on in this year, I started writing a book and talking about the age of AI and how to develop soft skills even in the age of AI. And it would feel like they're trying to replace us. It would feel like they're trying to shove all the humans out and make humans obsolete. I don't care how much AI we have in this world, and humans will begin or continue to be in this world. We have to learn how to connect. We have to learn how to stay connected. And understanding how we can stay connected is an important part of being a human being. I work with kids from ages 3 all the way up to 17. I work with adults all the way from 18 to ages 65. And in that, it's so important that we understand the power of connection. We're connecting with each other right now. You may be on your phone, you may be on your iPad, on your desktop, and you're listening to the words that I'm saying. And many of you that are listening, you're on here because something that I have either said or done is connecting with you. There's a certain level of identification. And in that level of identification, it's important that we understand that the power of connection is one of the most important powers that we possess. And when we're working with horses can help you identify your superpower. You are maybe shy. And hey, what's going on? All the way from you in Columbus, right? The Funnel Cake Factory. I think you're in Columbus. Shout out to the Funnel Cake Factory. They have come out here to Sulphur Ranch on a couple of occasions. So thank you so much for tuning in with us today. Like I said, we are going to be doing some lives and podcasts coming up in 2025, and we so much appreciate your presence with us today. So let me get back to this power of connection. And so with the power of connection, it's so important that horses help us identify what's going on with inside of us. And when you have someone like myself, who's an equine specialist, where I study human behavior and horse behavior, thank you so much. We look forward to seeing you when you're coming back. When we study horse behavior and human behavior, it gives us an insight to how people operate. And giving an insight into how people operate, a lot of times people are experiencing certain things emotionally, and they don't necessarily know how to identify or to connect with what they are experiencing. Even if they're able to identify what they are experiencing, they might not be able to articulate what they are experiencing. And with working with horses, it has given me the tremendous opportunity and the ability to articulate what I'm feeling. I am a person that I'd like to be in connection with what I'm feeling. I like to understand what I'm feeling, because the more I understand what I'm feeling, the better I can convey my message, the better I can convey my insight, my thought pattern. And if I can convey and articulate my thoughts properly, that means that I have taken what I'm feeling, and the receiver that is hearing me can connect with what I have to say. And so many of us within our community, we don't necessarily know how to articulate, and we don't necessarily know how to identify what we are feeling. And when we don't know what we're able to, when we don't know what we are feeling, and we don't know how to articulate what we're feeling, we might be in a position where we are stuck. And because we are stuck, we feel like all hope is lost. And when we feel like all hope is lost, that's when people have a tendency to give up. Even myself, in the midst of all the challenges that we are having here around Sulphur Ranch, we are endeavoring to make sure that we stay, not stay profitable because we're not profit, but we want to make sure that we keep our doors open in the month of, I'm going to tell you, I'm just going to be transparent for you right now. In the months of December and January, it is very challenging around here, because people don't ride horses as much as they want to or like to in the cold weather. And so that means that gate is not being swung open. That means people are not being put on horses. And if people are not being put on horses or coming around, then that means that dollars are not necessarily making a way into our particular organization. That's why we have a campaign, $5 a month. Donate $5 a month. We're looking for 10,000 people to donate $5,000 a month to help us sustain the things around here. Because as a nonprofit, we serve a community that is underserved. And we cannot always get the resources from the things that we need from the people that we serve. How can I serve someone and in that capacity where, hey, we go out to, bless the kids or bless an organization, and then come to find out, they don't necessarily have the resources to take care or appreciate our services. And that's very important. And so with that being important, that's why it's people like yourself. If you're listening to this and you can spare $5, $10 a month to help us sustain our taking care of our horses, shout out to some of our heroes that we wanted to talk about this past year. We have 18 horses here on campus, and all 18 of our horses got blankets this year so they wouldn't be out in the cold and wet. Last couple of days it's been cold and wet, and the upcoming is supposed to be snowing, and all these different things within the atmosphere, and we want to make sure that our horses stay dry and warm. So shout out to those who participated with us in making sure that our horses had blankets. Shout out to the members of Ace Horsemanship. The bulk of them actually bought a lot of the blankets for our horses. Shout out to some of our volunteers who actually made purchases for our horses to once again staying warm and keeping our horses warm. We definitely appreciate you guys for that. And the reason why I bring that up, because once again, I want to mention this again, we are a 501c3 nonprofit, and we want to make sure that we are being able to serve the community. We can't serve the community if our horses are not properly taken care of, and if our horses are not properly taken care of, then we won't be able to keep our doors open. So all these different things, we got to make sure that the horses stay fed. We got to make sure that our staff is properly taken care of, our volunteers are properly taken care of, our mortgage is paid, our lights stayed on, or our water bill is on. You're CNN, you're watching me now via the internet. That means that we had to make sure that the Wi-Fi is paid. So all these different things that people don't take into consideration of what it takes to actually do what we call Sofa Ranch. People just think, oh, y'all got 18 horses, y'all got a whole bunch of money. No, that's not the case. We do what we do not because we have a lot. We do what we do because it's a lot at stake. It's a lot at stake for us to be able to do what we do. There are young men and young women that lives have been able to be turned around in a powerful direction because of their encounter and interaction with horses. So it's important that we just don't, take it for granted that, oh, okay, great, y'all doing your thing. It may look like that on the outside, but on the inside, there's a lot of different things that got to go on in order for us to keep these lights on, for this internet to go forth, for this water to flow, for horses to eat, all these different things. So shout out to Mandy Robinson. Shout out to Mandy. Thank you so much for Mandy. Mandy went ahead and went over to the website sofaranch.org, clicked that Give Now button, and she made her $5 monthly donation. Mandy, thank you so much. And if you're listening and under the sound of my voice and you have not, I wasn't even planning on making an appeal for that, but I'm just giving you kind of insight as to what this is. Guess what? We cannot do this without your support. And that's just the honest to God truth. It costs us around $30,000 a month. $30,000 a month just to keep things functioning around here. Our monthly feed bill for feeding the horses on food alone is around $5,000. And I'm not saying that to be braggadocious. I'm not saying that to, I'm just expressing the reality of the situation. The reality of the situation. Here's the reality of the situation, guys. If you don't support, then we can't do what we do. And if we can't do what we do, then guess what? We fade away. Mandy talked about that she never knew that black farmers or black ranchers existed, right? And coming up in the month of February, I'm super excited that we'll be highlighting some black ranchers across the country and some black ranchers and people who are in the horse industry across the country for Black History Month. I'm super excited about that. We're getting with our team of vendors that are going to be highlighting that. But with that, that's so important that that people really understand that's how we're able to do what we do. We're able to do what we do by people like you. There is an old, it's not old, but there's a song by Outkast, and one of the lyrics by Andre 3000, he said, "If you don't move your feet, then I don't eat. So we like neck and neck." Because the guy was all excited We're like, oh my gosh, it's Andre 3000. It's Outkast. And you're a superstar and you're on TV and you're doing all of this. And Andre eloquently broke it down. He said, if you don't move your feet, then I can't eat. So we like neck and neck. And that's the reality of this situation. If you guys don't have the ability or don't have the opportunity to support us on a monthly basis, we love the one-time gifts. We love those. We love them. We love them. But this is a consistent journey and a consistent thing that we do. So that's why we ask for monthly donations. And if you can't give monthly, we definitely appreciate the one time. But $5 a month minimum, $10 a month, $20 a month, $50 a month, whatever you can do. But if you don't move your feet, then we can't feed our horses. And we can't do this thing that we call Sofa Ranch. And it's so important that as we do this and as we continue to do this, it's a labor of love. Shout out. Whoa, ho, 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 ho. Shout out to Melita Jefferson. Melita Jefferson giving a one-time donation of $50. I appreciate you. I I don't know if you wanted to stay anonymous. My bad. But if you did, my bad. I'm sorry. But we definitely appreciate you and appreciate your donation. If you are listening and on the sound of my voice and you are not connected with us financially, then that would be a perfect time. Let's get in the river while the river is flowing. We've had one donation from Mandy. Oh, that's my homegirl from the Funnel Cake Lady. That's what I'm talking about. I appreciate you. She always supports us. We thank you so much. She always big ups and shares our events that we have coming up. This year, we have a number of events that are just going to blow Sofa Ranch through the roof. One of our first events is January the 12th. January the 12th, going down here at Sofa Ranch, we have our first of 6 sessions, women's group therapy. If you want to be a part of that, go over to our website, sofaranch.org, sofaranch.org. And with that, you will have the ability to log on and click the events tab. And when you click the events tab, you will scroll down a little bit and you'll see the actual event that you can make happen. So why don't you go over to, it's going there on your screen, sofaranch.org, sofaranch.org. Sofa is spelled with 2 O's, where we have the ability to connect with you. We have our horsemanship class coming up. If you want to learn more about horses, I don't tell people that I'm a cowboy. I tell them I am a horseman. And one of the reasons why, I'll explain later, but as a horseman, my job is to focus on horses. So once again, go to sofaranch.org, sofaranch.org, and click on the events tab. And be so kind to join us for our first ladies women group therapy. Men, where you at, men? Men, where you at, buddy? Lakeisha, she brought the Girl Scouts. Lakeisha, thank you so much for chiming in and joining with us today. You said you really enjoyed your experience at Sofa Ranch. True that. Shout out. Wait a minute, guys. All right, we got another $5 donation coming in. Monthly donation from Sheena Griffin. Shout out to you. We definitely appreciate you. Thank you so much. But Lakeisha, she brought the Girl Scouts with us a couple of months ago. We definitely appreciate you. Thank you so much. Once again, guys, our goal is to get 10,000 people with a $5 monthly donation. So make sure that you go over to sofaranch.org, click that Give Now button, and you'll have the opportunity to actually be a part of this amazing thing that we do here called Sofa Ranch, equine assisted therapy, equine assisted learning, and equine assisted activities. I just got off the phone today with the Lady Saddlers. Shout out to the Lady Saddlers, Raven, Lori, Serena, all those wonderful ladies over at Sofa Ranch. Lady Saddlers. Coming up on the 19th. I told y'all we got a whole bunch of events going on here at Sofa Ranch, so we can make sure that this is a wonderful year for 2025. Coming up on the 19th of this month, we have 32 kids between the ages of 3 and 17 that are coming out to experience the equine assisted, or to experience the power of equine assisted therapy, equine assisted learning, and equine assisted activities. For those who in that small age, they'll have an opportunity to ride the horse and interact with the horses. And as we get into the older kids, we'll be able to actually do some equine assisted learning activities and equine assisted therapeutic activities. So yeah, man, this is why we do what we do. So we have the opportunity to impact the nation, to impact the community, to impact the world with the healing power of horses. And so I want to thank you so much for tuning in today, guys. Like I said, we'll be doing some lives here coming up. I'll probably go live every day in the month of January, or every day in the month of January, Monday through Friday, we'll be going live. Just pushing in 2025, bringing awareness. My own personal challenge, I'll be working out every day for 30 days straight, trying to get this old 48 body in shape, and make sure I still got this thing. And that's very important, because if you don't use it, you might just lose it. Okay. So shout out to those people who have given a monthly donation. I truly appreciate you, because like I said, if you don't move your feet, then we can't eat. And so we like neck and neck. So we want to make sure that we stay, keep our doors open, keeping our gates open. I'm looking out to my right now, where our horse pasture is soon to be built. We got some support from the USDA department, and they're going to be helping us build some fences here for our horses. So shout out to the USDA department. Guess what? Hey, whoa, ho, we got another giver, guys. We got another giver. Aspen all the way from Douglasville. Give him $5. We appreciate you, Aspen. Shout out to my man, Aspen. Aspen comes out here on the weekend. Young fella, 14 years old. Truly appreciate all what he does, and he's one of the reasons why we do what we do, man. One of the things about Aspen is we try to help Aspen build his confidence and his confidence level up as a young man, because when you're going through life at 14 years old, you have so many different voices. You have so many different voices that people are telling you to be like this and be like that. And so there's this one particular horse that Aspen likes to ride, and that horse's name is Patience. And then after Aspen accomplished riding Patience, he's like, Mr. Darrell, can I try another horse? And so this horse is a little bit more challenging than Patience. And then so, they got into a situation where, Aspen was a little bit intimidated by the size, not size, but, the mannerism of this horse. But here's the thing about that. You have the ability to overcome. If you don't, what do we say? You can never conquer what you're not willing to confront. I'm gonna say that again. You can never conquer what you are not willing to confront. And so I didn't let Aspen off the hook. He has to confront that challenge. He has to confront that situation where, wherever you feel intimidated or wherever you feel uneasy, that is where you get the space and to understand that, hey, I can overcome this. I can work through this. And that's exactly what we want to make sure that we inspire young people, old people, middle-aged people, just people in general. You will never conquer what you're not willing to confront. And I even have my own challenges that I have to confront as a man, as a man, as I work through this terrain of being an entrepreneur, small business owner, executive director of a nonprofit. It's important that I work through those challenges. I'm also a husband, a father, a grandfather, a friend. And so at every level, at every segment, we have to make sure that we understand how to work through those challenges, confront those challenges, and conquer those challenges. All right, guys. So once again, we getting ready to getting ready to get up out of here. And I want to thank you, everybody. But before we do, can we get one more person to support us with a monthly gift? A monthly gift. Can we get one more person? I'm staying on. Let me get some music going on real quick so that we can. Hey. All right. We're gonna get some music going on real quick. That ain't the song. Hold on. Give me a second, y'all. Give me a second. I told you I wanted to be a DJ. I didn't tell you I was one. Give me a second. All right, hold on. Let's get some good let's get some trail ride music real quick. Yeah. All right. So listen up, guys. We need just one more person before we get off here to give us a monthly donation of a minimum of $5. So while we're doing that, while we're waiting for that one person to come on, if you've already given, go ahead and tell your friend to give. Come on. We just need one more person. We just need one more person before we get off here and make this thing a good Monday. So go ahead and text a friend, tell a friend, go ahead and give a monthly gift to Sofa Ranch. Go over to sofaranch.org, click that give online or give now button, and we will have the opportunity to make sure that Sofa Ranch keep their doors alive and keep our horses healthy. Come on. Who's out there? We just need one more good person. Can we get one more good person to make a monthly donation? There we go. Lakeisha Ward is in the building. Shout out to my homegirl, soon to be yours. Lakeisha made a monthly donation. We so much appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for helping us. Hey, we got what we asked for. What more can we do? Thank you so much for giving a monthly donation to Sofa Ranch to make sure that we keep our doors open. Helping us. This money goes towards keeping our doors open. It goes to our Ride Strong Center, and it goes to the upkeep of our horses. So we thank you so much, guys. I'm getting ready to get up out here, but before I do, let me see what song. Oh, wait. I got one more song. I got a song that I'm about to play to get us up out of here. This is one of my favorite songs. When I'm at the trail ride, this is one of the songs. This is a song right here that gets me on the floor. Yeah, come on. Hey, it's a Monday, and we getting ready to get up out of here. Some of y'all about to get off work. And hey, yeah, there you go. Oh, hey. Hey, thank you guys so much for tuning in to my live today. We thank you so much for hearing about. We're going to be doing this pretty much every day in the month of January to make sure that we keep you abreast of what's going on here at Sofa Ranch. Once again, my name is Daryl Fletcher, the founder, executive director of Sofa Ranch. Sofa Ranch stands for Stretch Out on Faith Again. And that's what we want to inspire you to do. No matter the challenge, no matter the setback, no matter the issue, you can always stretch out on faith and try it again. Let's party, y'all. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Go over to sofaranch.org, click the Give Now button, or click the Events tab to find out more information about all the things that we are doing here at Sofa Ranch. We exist so that you'll have an opportunity to be greater. And once again, I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna borrow this from Outkast. If you don't move your feet, we can't eat. So we like making that. So please make sure that you go over to sofaranch.org and support the work that we are doing here at Sofa Ranch. God bless, and I'm out.